Today I'm going to show you how I made this Spider-Man cake. Come join me. After baking this 3-layer 8-inch cake, I was ready to begin decorating. So I put some buttercream onto my cake board to hold it in place and started to stack this cake. I'm stacking this closer to the one side than the other because I will be standing a topper in front of the cake. So I put the first layer down and am using some buttercream to put in between the layers. Then I'm going to move on and put the second layer on and repeat adding more buttercream icing. Adding a bit more icing here so I can level out my cake a little bit. It's a little bit dipped on the one side. I'm just adding, so I'm beginning to smooth this on the sides, and I'm about ready to just continue to push some of this icing into some of the gaps between these cakes. Now moving on to adding the third layer to this cake and topping this off with more icing so I can crumb coat the cake completely. Once I have that top done, I'm going to add some additional icing so I can crumb coat the sides. And then I'm just going to smooth that out across the whole cake. And here I am scraping some of that excess icing off the top. And now we have the crumb coat just about done. With that, we're going to begin adding the blue colored icing to the cake. We're going to run it along the entirety of the cake so that we can cover the whole cake with this blue icing. And now we're beginning to smooth out the icing on this cake. So you'll notice I'm running my knife along the side, scraping some off onto the bowl, and just proceeding until I have the whole cake nice and smooth. Here I am using the bench scraper, kind of wrapping my arm as far around as I can and pulling in one swoop along the entire cake to get rid of any dense divots and excess icing that's hanging out on the side of this cake. And now that I have that done, I'm again cleaning up the top of this cake so that we have some pretty crisp edges of the cake. You'll see that I'm kind of pushing in and up on this cake so that I don't mess up the edges. So here I am using some black fondant, which I've rolled out, and I'm using that to cut out some kind of city skyline that I'll put around the base of this cake. Now that I have those done, I'm using a bit of piping gel and I'm just putting that onto the back of each one of these, and then I'm pressing them against the side of the cake at the very bottom. So I'm lining the bottom of the fondant cutout along the cake board at the bottom of the cake. And I'm just pushing that in so that it sticks to the cake. And I'm going to do that with these pieces so that they cover the whole bottom of this cake. Here I'm using a little bit of piping gel to clean up the fondant work that you'll see showing on the cake. And I believe this is the last full piece that's going onto this cake. Once I have this piece on, there's just one tiny little piece that will need to be filled in yet. So I'll take another small piece from another one of the full pieces and cut it down to put it into the little gap that's remaining. And that will complete the bottom of this cake. Now I'm moving on to rolling out some white fondant because I'm going to put some white clouds into the sky of the cake. I'm going to use a few different sizes of cloud cutouts so that they don't all look the same on the cake. And now that they're all cut out, I'm just taking some piping gel and I'm putting these around the cake. And now that we have the clouds through around the whole cake, this is finished. We're just going to add our Spider-Man, and here he is. This is what the final cake looks like. You can see how I made the Spider-Man topper in my previous videos. Thank you for coming to watch this video. I encourage you to like, comment, and share as you would like. Thank you again. I'll see you in my next video.